Hello, today my team and I will be presenting a case study on Zappos. This is the outline of our presentation. We will start with an introduction of Zappos, its key success factors, the challenges, and our recommendations. Zappos started in 1999 as a small online retailer that only sold shoes, but has since expanded its product selection to include clothing and other apparel. It is a service company at heart and prides itself on its ability to deliver well through customer service. In the next few slides, I will be going through some of Zappos' key developments through the years. Before Zappos, physical stores did not have websites displaying their full stock of shoes, and many consumers had to walk entire malls to inquire about the availability, size, or color of shoes. Taking advantage of the internet, Zappos was created for consumers to browse a huge selection of footwear and even purchase off-season items that would otherwise have been removed from shelves in physical stores. When Zappos first started, it aimed to provide exceptional product selection by partnering with shoe companies, which would hold inventory and fulfill orders. In other words, Zappos operated as a middleman between customers and shoe companies. Since Zappos did not have to incur inventory and fulfillment costs, it was able to develop its business and focus resources on client support. However, the inventory information provided to Zappos by shoe companies were often only about 95% accurate at best. This led to poor timeliness of information updates and frustration for customers when shoes that appeared to be in stock on the website were actually out of stock. In addition, shoe companies' warehouses were all over the country, and delivery times were unpredictable. Without visibility about shipping and delivery, Zappos did not know about late deliveries until unhappy customers called to inquire about their orders. This took a toll on customer satisfaction. In 2002, while Zappos still continued to use the dropship model with some of its partners, it began to stock its own inventory and partnered with UPS to ship orders to customers. It found that customers served by its own warehouse were happier than those whose orders were dropshipped. In 2003, in spite of the fact that 25% of revenue still came from dropship orders, Zappos decided to end this model and own 100% of inventory to provide the best service for customers. Zappos knew that customers needed to feel comfortable that they would receive products that fit and that they could return those that did not. Hence, it implemented a free return period of 365 days to help customers feel more comfortable with buying shoes from its online platform. Ultimately, Zappos found that customers who made use of the free return policy were actually the most profitable ones. Zappos call center operated 24/7 all days of the year. Operators were not measured on metrics of efficiency, but the focus was on whether they provided the customer with the best possible experience. Operators were also given the authority to handle almost any situation by themselves. These measures kept customers happy and coming back to Zappos. Zappos created 10 core values that play an important role in new employee hiring decisions, in training, and they were also reinforced in everyday actions. They believed that culture fit was as important as technical skills. This helped foster closer ties between employees and made Zappos a better place to work at. In 2009, Amazon acquired Zappos to learn from its unique culture and excellent customer service. Zappos handed over its warehouse and fulfillment operations to Amazon and are learning from the metrics that Amazon tracks. The terms of the acquisition also allowed Zappos to run the way it always had, with its own unique culture and Amazon maintaining a hands-off approach. As a powerhouse in the retail industry, Amazon also enabled Zappos to diversify further into apparel and accessories and help grow its brands.
Zappos' success was determined by two key factors: customer service and corporate culture. When customers saw products, Zappos saw service. Customers were heading to the website to purchase shoes, yet what they got was something else entirely, far beyond their expectations. They got a taste of the full Zappos customer experience. What people could only dream of in luxury retail stores, Zappos delivered and more, all through a phone conversation. The entire experience from start to finish was meticulously well thought through. Beginning from entering the website, the customer had access to a huge selection of shoes, including off-season models, lightning-fast shipping, and free 365-day returns. If the website was insufficient to fulfill the customer's wishes, the well-staffed customer loyalty teams dedicated to serving them 24/7 made up for it with hundreds of instances of call center personnel going the extra mile. There was even an instance when a service team member diverted a parcel after the customer had mistakenly returned a package full of his wife's jewelry and delivered the package to the customer's doorstep in person. Other stories include a record 10-hour heart-to-heart conversation between the customer and a service representative and a huge bouquet of flowers with free VIP memberships for a customer whose mother had been stricken with a medical condition. And these are just some of hundreds of impressive stories that customers proudly tell on a frequent basis. Their belief in the power of service is so strong that they are one of the few, if not the only company in the world to successfully prioritize customer service over marketing in their business strategy, mostly relying on word of mouth to spread knowledge of the company and its services, with 75% of sales coming from repeat customers and almost half of new ones hearing of Zappos via word of mouth. While counterintuitive, this business strategy has allowed them to rake in an estimated $2 billion annually as of 2015 and penetrate other markets in the fashion industry such as clothes, bags, and accessories for men, women, and children. Zappos is committed to not just serving its customers, but also its employees. And they do this by creating an environment which fosters trust and relationships between members of their workforce. Company culture is so important that Zappos created not one, but two distinct tiers of interviews which prospective hires have to go through before becoming part of the family. One for technical expertise and one for culture fit, of which the latter is of greater priority. The hiring process is akin to that of a courtship, only accepting people who are a good fit for the company's culture. Prospective hires can expect to meet several employees and attend department and company level events throughout the process. Just one example of how Zappos places emphasis on its internal culture is the New Hire Bootcamp, a program in which all new employees are trained in various departments within the company, particularly the call center, to assess their attitude towards customers even if they are not gunning for a job in that department. In fact, Zappos offers its new employees $3,000 to leave should they believe they are not fit for the company even after they complete their training. Few companies, if any, have achieved such consistency in their dedication to serving both customers and employees on the level that Zappos has. Other companies trying to emulate the success and reputation of Zappos as a people-centered family engage them to give talks and advice on how to improve their corporate culture. Zappos is known for being excellent people. Their dedication to holistic customer experience is unmatched and unrivaled. But like any other company, their journey hasn't been without troubles. Could their competencies be their undoing? Let's dive into some of the key issues they are facing to find out.
The current issues faced by Zappos can be broken down into two categories: growth challenges and organizational challenges. Let us first take a look at the growth challenges that Zappos faces. Regarding how Zappos can continue to grow, one of its challenges is a change in customer trends over the years. Online shopping has become more mainstream, and a growing number of e-tailers have entered the market. With the availability of choice, customers are becoming more price sensitive, and e-tailers have begun competing on price, since many sites sell the same or similar products. This trend can be seen from the increasing number of Zappos' customers who come to its site through comparison shopping engines. Its customers would also visit its site multiple times to consider their options before finally making a purchase. This price competition thus puts pressure on Zappos to reduce its prices as well, requiring it to lower its already thin margins in the process. Furthermore, an increasing number of e-tailers have been adopting good customer service practices, with 81% of customers indicating that businesses are meeting or exceeding their expectations in this field. This means that good customer service can be considered a norm, and customers would no longer be easily wowed this way. However, in 2008, Zappos did away with its price matching policy, instead preferring to compete on customer service standards. Whether Zappos is able to sufficiently differentiate its customer service to make itself stand out among other cheap and customer-friendly e-tailers, and whether it is wise to forego serving price-sensitive customers, are thus issues in changing customer trends that Zappos must first overcome to continue to grow. The next challenge that Zappos faces in its growth is the scalability of its core competencies. Wowing customers is extremely expensive due to its liberal return policies and free delivery service. It is also highly labor-intensive, since it requires many people to operate this 24/7 call center. These practices might become unaffordable if sustained, especially in the face of narrowing margins. This also means that it is infeasible for Zappos to expand overseas, as it requires large amounts of funding to build distribution and call centers, and to also conduct extensive research into local cultures. Without these investments, Zappos would face trouble remaining consistent to its brand of providing top customer service. Currently, international customers also do not get to enjoy its free shipping and return policies, and face inconveniences shopping on Zappos' site, such as being required to make their orders over the phone. These issues further erode Zappos' brand equity overseas and may hinder its global expansion. As it stands, the main option for Zappos to grow is through capturing more of the US market. However, its parent company, Amazon, has been growing rapidly to the point of cannibalizing Zappos' sales, which brings us to the next problem that Zappos currently faces. Zappos' lack of strategic importance to Amazon is closely related to its slow growth. Amazon bought Zappos in 2009 because it believed that Zappos had the potential for growth, and also to acquire its brand equity, culture of customer service, and its people. However, over the years, Amazon has managed to capture an increasing share of the online shoe market, while Zappos has stagnated. This puts Zappos at risk of being shut down once its sales no longer generate enough revenue for Amazon. Amazon also has a culture of learn, burn, and churn, as seen by its acquisition and eventual shutdown of Quidzy, a specialty e-tailer of baby products. This decision came after Quidzy proved to be unprofitable, and after Amazon achieved its objective of quashing the competition and capturing customers, vendors, and expertise. So, once Zappos starts being unable to wow customers and no longer has a strong brand, what value does it then provide Amazon? This leaves the final reason that Amazon bought Zappos: its people. However, Zappos has been having problems with its company culture recently, causing employees to lose motivation and leave the company, which further reduces its value to Amazon. On this note, let us look at the other type of challenge that Zappos faces, which are organizational challenges. This challenge resulted from Zappos' lack of a stable organizational structure and carries the question of how should Zappos be organized to deliver on its core competencies? In 2014, Zappos introduced the concept of holacracy to move away from its traditional bureaucratic management style. This change was to make Zappos more responsive to dynamic changes in the e-commerce industry. Under the holacratic system, employees are organized into subunits to maximize the effectiveness of their business operations and to meet goals. However, this entails rigid meeting formats, such as employees only being allowed to speak at certain times. There is also an obsession with checklists and metrics, without much emphasis on the well-being of employees, which goes against its very own core competency of creating connections and encouraging innovation among employees. This system also allocates points to employees based on the roles they play in the company, and these points will in turn determine their salaries. Gamifying the company was not well received by the employees, since this instilled a sense of instability and made interactions between people more transactional. It also required a huge shift in the employees' mindsets, and many of them were uncomfortable with this new management style. However, Zappos ignored the opinions of their employees and did not try to smoothen their transition into this chaotic organizational structure. Eventually, 18% of Zappos' employees took up the buyout offer by CEO Tony Xie in March 2015 to leave the company. And although this did not affect Zappos' sales, it did damage the working culture of the company. As such, Zappos now faces a huge problem in maintaining employee motivation and morale, while ensuring that the lack of innovation does not diminish their ability to provide quality customer service. In summary, Zappos faces two large challenges: growth issues and organizational issues. Let's now look at some recommendations Zappos could adopt to tackle these problems to remain a top e-tailer in the industry.
We have 5 recommendations. Let us start with creating a mobile-first experience. Despite the fast-growing trend of desktop shopping in e-commerce, it may not be the next true frontier for online shopping as the mobile share of e-commerce continues to grow. Zappos, a predominantly desktop-based online retailer, has to be ready for the shifting trend towards a mobile-dominated online retail industry. In fact, mobile e-commerce sales are expected to account for more than half of all e-commerce sales by 2021. Also, on the same note, the largest search engine in the world, Google, is actively using the availability of mobile website as an important factor to consider in its PageRank algorithm. With more than 43% of all online shopping traffic coming from organic Google searches, It is necessary for Zappos to be ready to capture this large section of mobile shoppers. Zappos came prepared in this new trend of mobile e-commerce. Starting with the Zappos mobile app in 2010 for Apple and Android devices, Zappos began its venture into mobile e-commerce. Also, Zappos website has been revamped to be a more mobile-friendly webpage. The change is necessary to ensure that the experience of online shopping is not compromised for the growing number of mobile shoppers. Our recommendation to Zappos regarding this shifting trend is to continue investing into developing its mobile shopping experience, and our team further recommends that the emphasis be placed in this sector. In order to further augment the experience of shopping on a mobile device, many of the top retailers have already been incorporating new technology in the mobile shopping domain. IKEA and Sephora are examples of top retailers venturing into using augmented reality to further elevate the shopping experience of their consumers. It is also possible for Zappos to incorporate AR/VR technology into their shopping experience, creating a virtual fitting room, helping shoppers to try out shoes and clothing products anywhere in real time. Furthermore, a recently popularized search technology known as visual search has been gradually integrated by different retailers into different applications. When a customer undertakes a visual search, they look for a product using a photo or an image instead of keywords as they normally would in a typical search engine. The number of benefits to having a visual search engine in online shopping is numerous. An optimized one provides a shortened path from search to conversion, and it cuts through the noise of online shopping, essentially allowing you to buy what you see. Besides adopting new technologies to improve the shopping experience, Zappos can also adopt different technologies to reduce costs. Zappos was one of the first online retailers to offer 365 days free two-way shipping and return policy. It was a well-received enhancement to the shopping experience. However, this service is expensive to online retailers. In a study done for online retailers in the Europe region, for a $100 item, providing the return service incurs on average an additional $12 per item sold when the rate of return is 20%, and $22 when the rate of return is 35%. When the rate of return exceeds 70%, it is no longer profitable to sell this item. The cost of returning an item is high, and what makes matter worse is that the rate of return in e-commerce is the highest among all retail sectors. So what can an online retailer do to reduce the cost in providing this return service? The real cost driver to this return service is this. Many customers buy with an explicit plan to immediately return some or all of their items. A possible mitigation plan is to deal with serial returners such as fitting roomers. This phenomenon happens when people try to replicate the brick-and-mortar experience at home. They do this by purchasing multiple different sizes and colors of the same item, pick their favorite, and return the rest. A possible way to mitigate this problem is to provide a free refund only on the basis of shopping credit. This provides the same effect of reducing shopping risk, but prevents fitting rumors from going overboard. AR and VR technologies can also be used to provide a virtual fitting room environment for shoppers to try out clothing of different sizes and colors without incurring heavy costs. Furthermore, data collection on individual returning customers can help to suggest the right sizes for different products.
On top of leveraging online technologies for personalization, Zappos can also follow in the footsteps of e-commerce giants like Alibaba and JD.com to adopt a more direct approach to customization. The customer-to-manufacturer or C2M model connects manufacturers and consumers for the productions of tailored products at lower prices. Through the application of AI-powered data analytics, online retailers, consumer brands, and AI companies are jointly making mass customization possible in China. Although the concept has been around since the 80s, it is only recently that the appropriate platforms and technologies have been available to make it scalable, allowing consumer demand to be quickly communicated to factories for cost-efficient, small batch production. The recent trend of celebrity e-commerce has been a driving force behind C2M production, with celebrities endorsing sample products which are then produced based on the quantities ordered. Similarly, Zappos can adopt this model to potentially create Zappos private labels, which users can customize, serving as a bridge between consumers and manufacturers, or even create their own manufacturing line for quality control. And in addition to the above innovations that Zappos should engage in, it is also imperative for Zappos to boost their revenues by adopting an omni-channel approach in their sales and marketing strategy. One of the top trends of e-commerce in 2019, an omni-channel marketing develops a multi-channel approach to sales, allowing customers to make purchases nearly through all possible developed avenues. At this point, most brands are not just selling solely on their website, but are selling on various e-commerce platforms as well as social media and in brick-and-mortar shops. This is key, especially given that multi-channel shoppers spend up to 3 times more than single-channel shoppers. There are several channels in which we recommend Zappos to focus on. Firstly will be that of the email marketing channel. According to Adobe, 71% of mobile purchases are influenced by emails from the retailers. Furthermore, emails accounts as the biggest source of traffic to e-commerce sites after organic, lining up with the trend that up to 80% of consumers like it when they receive retail emails that recommend products to them based on previous purchases. Just as importantly, emails can target a very prominent problem in e-commerce, that of abandoned carts. Cart abandonment represents a major gap in potential conversions. For instance, it has been found that up to 65% cart abandonment rate leaves a 97.9% gap in conversions, which research suggests cost marketers up to annual losses of $18 trillion. Through abandoned cart emails, e-retailers such as Zappos can at least achieve the following recoveries on average: a 45% email open rate, leading to a 25% click-through rate, and ultimately leading to a 10.7% of their email recipients completing purchases. According to studies, these emails can lead to up to a 18.6% increase in conversion rates. Another key channel for Zappos to tap on lies in the social space. As much as 88% of consumers rely on their social networks to make purchasing decisions. Additionally, 56% of users that follow brands on social media do so to view products. Brands are discovering that people don't have to look at their products. The products just need to reach the right people, which can be done through very focused targeted marketing via social media. According to Deloitte, consumers who use social media during their shopping process are 4 times more likely to spend on their purchases than those who don't. In addition, mobile shoppers who read product reviews on social media channels show conversion rates of up to 133% higher, which represents billions of dollars worldwide. Last but not least, voice searches are rapidly increasing, especially with the growing popularity of voice assistants. Already, 20% of Google searches on mobile devices are now voice searches. Estimates suggest that 35% of all US households are currently equipped with at least one smart speaker, which is forecasted to go up to 75% by 2025. It turns out that almost 60% of people who own a virtual assistant have used it to make a purchase through voice command. Voice commerce sales reached $1.8 billion last year, with the potential to reach $40 billion in 2022. While data reveals everyday household items are the most common products to be purchased via voice, buying apparel nearly is just as common. It is predicted that by 2021, early adopters of the technology who have redesigned their websites to support voice search capability will increase revenue by 30%.
Another trend is the rise of sustainable e-commerce. Besides price, more consumers, especially millennials, are holding sustainability as an important factor that influences purchasing decisions. With more consumers caring about environmental stewardship and socio-economic justice, they are also looking for brands that align with their own values. Many millennials believe that corporations hold a greater ability to impact global problems and view purchasing from sustainable brands as a form of social activism. Why is this important? Championing sustainability can be a profitable move. Multiple surveys have shown that respondents are more likely to pay extra for products that are socially compliant. When brands advocate for social values that customers can connect with, it can increase perceived brand value and customer loyalty as customers believe that they are part of a bigger cause. For Zappos, this represents a marketing strategy that could help them overcome price-sensitive consumer behavior as well as to endear themselves with millennial consumers. To sustain their growth, they need to differentiate themselves from other e-commerce retailers and continue to expand their consumer base. So far, Zappos has made many efforts towards becoming more sustainable and currently practices strong corporate social responsibility. Besides implementing sustainable design in its Las Vegas headquarters, it has engaged in numerous charity, community, and environmental awareness campaigns under its Zappos for Good initiative. They have also created their Goods for Good platform to help promote sustainable and ethical brands. This is a step in the right direction, and Zappos should aim for greater visibility and advertising of current CSR efforts towards prospective customers. That said, Zappos should further integrate sustainability into its operations. Many of their current sustainability efforts require customers to go an extra step, like donating to a charity or intentionally choosing to shop from sustainable brands. By integrating sustainability into their normal operations, they can turn every purchase into an opportunity to support sustainable practices, truly imbuing social responsibility into all aspects of Zappos. Here are some potential ways they can achieve this. Firstly, the massive amounts of packaging waste generated annually by the e-commerce industry is a serious environmental problem. Like many retailers, Zappos can either choose to reduce their packaging or turn to zero or green packaging solutions. Alternatively, the use of innovative AR/VR sizing technologies can also help reduce the resulting packaging waste from returns without Zappos having to change current packaging. Secondly, with Amazon's controversial image with respect to their unethical worker conditions and environmental impact, Zappos might have lost some customer trust when they announced that their warehouse operations were now under Amazon's control in 2013. To gain back customer trust, greater transparency regarding the ethical sourcing of sustainable commodities for its operations will help to differentiate Zappos from Amazon. Thirdly, Zappos can choose to create their own in-house sustainable product line, supplementing the number of sustainably produced products on their site. Reinforcing Zappos' brand image as a sustainability champion could possibly help Zappos uphold their relevance as a brand to Amazon and revitalize their growth.
Arguably, it was a highly questionable decision made by Zappos to implement a radical self-management model of organizational structure called holacracy. It was received with mostly negative backlash, one of which was that employees felt that the new system of management could potentially destroy the people-oriented culture that Zappos painstakingly built over the years. In order to solve the problem of instability brought about by such a radical change, it is important to recognize that Zappos should look towards a more stable form of organization that includes a more inclusive working environment rather than what people perceived as an operating system. According to a study done by Deloitte on global human capital trends, 53% of employees agreed that shifting to a team-based model improves performances. This is characteristic in tech giants such as Google, which adopts a matrix structure, which is a mix of functional-based hierarchy and product-based teams with a flat structure within these product teams, which allows them to be innovative and agile, yet at the same time promote communication among employees and managers. This allows innovations to happen in a fast and responsive manner. It is also important that Zappos understand what works for them and what does not. Zappos can look at companies like Google that operate in a tech-based industry to adopt features in their organizational structure that can best complement its own culture and business needs. On top of that, autonomy should be given to the product team leader to decide how to manage the team instead of following a list of instructions as opposed to a holacracy, which can potentially dehumanize the working experience of employees. As mentioned earlier, Zappos faced several challenges, mainly growth and organizational challenge. We propose 4 main ways to combat these growth challenges. Firstly, to tackle the problem of increasing competition from other e-tailers, Zappos should be ready to capitalize on the growing trend of m-commerce. Some examples include AR, VR, and visual search to optimize the shopping experience for the mobile user. Other ways of differentiating themselves includes creating a more personalized shopping experience by adopting a customer-to-manufacturer model to produce tailor-made products for customers. Apart from that, in order to tackle the scalability issues, we can consider innovations such as AR, VR to provide virtual fitting rooms to reduce costs associated with free returns. We can also develop an omni-marketing channel approach to increase Zappos' visibility and reach to their consumer base. To overcome price-sensitive behavior, Zappos can build a brand of sustainability to capture the millennials market. Last but not least, we suggest that Zappos understand what works for them and what does not. This is important to provide a humane working experience while staying agile in the dynamic e-commerce market. When Zappos was started in 1999, its mission was to provide customers with a superior quality shopping experience. It has done exceedingly well in this area, and it has managed to stick to its promise to deliver wow through customer service over the years. With changing consumer habits and technological advancements such as AR, VR, and having customer service as its top priority, it is possible for Zappos to continue to fulfill their promise to their customers going ahead. In conclusion, we conclude. Thank you.